What's going on, everyone? Sports back with another video. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the Toronto Blue Jays and why I think their starting rotation is one of the best in all of Major League Baseball. They have a starting pitching rotation that I don't think there might be one team that has a better one. That's the LA Dodgers. Other than that, you can make a case for the Mets, but I still think the Toronto Blue Jays have a better starting rotation than the New York Mets. I'm going to be talking about why I think the Jays have the second best, and they're pushing for the best rotation in all of baseball. That's what I'm going to be talking about in this video. Let's get right into it. I think the Jays have a lot of capable opening day starters, and any team that has that automatically is in the conversation for the best rotation in baseball. But if you look as deep as the fifth pitcher in the starting rotation, that's an all-star. Yusei Kikuchi. He's a guy who last year was an all-star. You take a look at the fourth best pitcher, it's Alek Manoah, who had a 9-2 record in his rookie season. He didn't play until about June, and from June onwards he was nothing but fantastic. Then you got Hyunjin Ryu, who we all know what he is. He's a Cy Young caliber pitcher. He had some really good days with the Dodgers. He's been really good with the Blue Jays. He's obviously a very good pitcher, and if he were to go to a lot of teams, he'd be the ace. And then you take a look at the first and second guy. I think they're, honestly, it's really tough to say 1 to 4 who's the best. How to rank them 1 to 4. I'm going to do it based off what I think. I think Barrios is number 2. And you're talking about a guy who, again, another, Cy Young caliber pitcher. And then you look at the best, and that's Kevin Gausman, who, he had a sub-3 ERA last season. The Jays paid him big bucks for a reason. He's the real deal. He had a very similar numbers to Robbie Ray in a division that's very tough. You got to play the Dodgers as much as you do. So Kevin Gausman, he's obviously some kind of pitcher, but I think the Jays have a decision to make who's the opening day starter. And it's not a huge deal, but, within the clubhouse and for these guys, I think it's a pretty big deal. And I think it's going to be either Barrios or Gausman, and I don't really think it matters. I think both guys are really capable. But whoever's number 1, I think the other is number 2. Like I said, Gausman's got a sub-3 ERA. Barrios, he's very close to that. He's had a winning record for a long time, and he's just a very good pitcher. I ultimately think this Blue Jays rotation this season is going to prove to a lot of people why I think they're the best, or the top 2 or 3. You look top to bottom. I think this rotation, you're looking at a 6 and 7 guy of Ross Stripling and Nate Pearson. Those are 2 pitchers that can come in, if there's an injury or if you're trying to extend the rotation. Maybe if, at the beginning of the year, I believe the Jays have 28 games in the first 30 days. You might see Ross Stripling come in one of those, into one, start a game, in the first 28 games to kind of give each pitcher an extra day rest. Don't be surprised. And the Jays, they have the depth to have that sort of flexibility, which is a big deal. In the MLB, there's injuries. Obviously, that's just a part of the game. It's unfortunate, but it's a part of the game. So this gives, the depth the Jays have built into the starting rotation gives them some flexibility. But overall, I think that this rotation, you look 1 to 5, you have 5 very good pitchers. And as a fan, I can confidently say that I'm comfortable with any of those guys on the hill. We haven't seen much of Yusei Kikuchi. At least we know Kevin Gausman, what he is. But Kikuchi's kind of an on and off pitcher, so we don't definitively know. But at the end of the day, he's an all-star, and you can't take that away from him. So I think I honestly think that the Blue Jays have built this roster and this rotation very nicely. I think the pitching staff, Pete Walker, he has done a tremendous job. I think the bullpen could use some work, but overall, ultimately in this video, it's about the starters. And I think that this is just, like I said, I think it's, if it's not the best, it's definitely the second best starting rotation in baseball. And I think that that's going to go a long way for the Jays. If you look at the lineup and how it's constructed, they're a very good hitting lineup. You can make the case for the best hitting lineup in the league. So you put together arguably the best starting rotation in the league with arguably the best starting lineup in the league. You're looking at a pretty good and pretty scary baseball team, and that's what the Blue Jays are right now. They're a team that could win it all, and I don't think it would surprise many people if they ultimately went on to win the World Series. But I think this rotation, it has a lot of depth to it. It's got a lot of firepower, heat. You need a veteran, you have one. You need a youngster, you have one. You need middle-aged guys, you have them. I think it's really well constructed, and I think it's hard for teams to prove how they're better and how they have a better rotation than the Toronto Blue Jays. With opening day just around the corner, about 8 days away, 9 days away, I think the Blue Jays come regular season are going to prove to many people why they are and they have the best starting rotation in baseball. I think they're going to come out right from the beginning, and I think they're going to have a conservative sort of pitch count on them to start the year. But as you get into end of April to beginning of May, when we see these guys able to throw 100 pitches per start, you're really going to start to see what you can get out of these guys. You could get 6, 7, 8 plus innings out of these guys, and that goes a long way, especially when you have a bullpen that's not elite like the Jays. They have a pretty average rotation, average bullpen. So I think that pitchers that could pitch deep into games is definitely going to help. And I think the Jays are going to show you why I'm giving this point, and I'm putting this point out there that if they don't have the best starting rotation in the MLB, they definitely have the second best. But guys, that's all I got in this video. I just wanted to quickly come out here and briefly talk about why I think the Toronto Blue Jays have, if not the best, the second best starting rotation in all of baseball. But it was just a quick, brief video. I just wanted to briefly talk about it. You guys let me know down below in the comment section your thoughts on this take. Do you think the Jays have a top 2 starting rotation in the MLB? I think they do. If you disagree, let me know why. If you agree, let me know why. But just let me know all that good stuff down below in the comment section. And as always, please leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. See you guys all in the next video. Let's go Blue Jays.